I feel like, you know how Taylor Swift, well, maybe Shawnee, I don't know if you do, but Taylor basically does everything with intention. I'm going to tell you that I do those things, but I don't, so that I get Swifty fans like Taylor.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling this Millie's version.
Yeah. Shawnee. Okay.
You've had two legendary installments in the fantasy genre, whether from Princess Bride and then also Beowulf. I'm curious if anything that you noticed while working on Damsel sort of brought you back to those days.
It's really the costumes.
Really?
Yeah, because you get that corset on and then you're right back into the history of it all.
And a crown. You had a
and
crown.
The crown. Yeah. Yeah, they did beautiful costumes on this movie. Incredible designs.
What did Godzilla, in particular, teach you about reacting to and calibrating your reaction to things that aren't there?
You have to leave your humility at the door. There's really not much. You got to be super vulnerable and super willing to look stupid. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. It's not going to sell. And I definitely had to do that on this. And I think that's probably what Godzilla taught me. I was 12 years old. Of course, at that time, you're I don't want to be embarrassed. And I just was I got to kind of pretend that there is a giant lizard in front of me.
The dragon's voice is also so unnerving, but I'm curious, what did Millie have to hear on the set?
She heard part of the voice because at that time when we were shooting, it was written in a different way. We expanded, the lines from the dragon in the post-production because we fell in love with the Shore as a dragon. But in the shooting, we had some lines and Millie was listening to that. But obviously, you have to play as an actress, you have to play with your imagination because despite the fact that you're hearing the voice, you're not sensing the presence. There is no physical presence.
Right.
Only, a guy with a cable and two lights trying to pretend that the dragon is there, but it's not. So sometimes it feels like a comedy when you're shooting those things, and you have to turn that into a horror thing. That's kind of the magic of making movies, that when you see the shooting, it feels and it looks ridiculous, but when you see the final result, it's like, holy shit, it's happening, it's real.
Which of your iconic characters do you think lasts longer in the Dragon Pit? Is it General Antiope from Wonder Woman, or is it Claire Underwood from House of Cards?
What do you think?
I gotta go with Claire. Yeah.
Who can withstand the pain longer? Yeah.
I think, DC is worse than a dragon pit. So.
You know what? You just answered the question. It's so true.
Your hand, child.
Close your eyes. I've got you.
You have played this string of badass female protagonists, Enola, Holmes, Eleven, and now Elodie, and they all begin with the letter E.
Yeah.
Please tell me that this is on purpose, that you have a trend going, and you only look for characters with an E.
I feel like, you know how Taylor Swift, well, maybe Shawnee, I don't know if you do, but Taylor basically does everything with intention. She has a plan for all her albums and all her releases. I'm going to tell you that I do those things, but I don't. Not on purpose anyway. But I'm going to tell you I do so that I get Swifty fans like Taylor.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to start calling this Millie's version.
Yeah. Shawnee. Okay.
I'm pretty plugged in. The Swifty
you really
universe.
are. I don't know why I doubted you.
Trying to figure out how to get the 22 hat. It's my whole goal. It's my whole goal, Millie. I want to talk to you about something that struck me while I was watching the film, which is your lighting. Can you just talk about your creative approach to that and overcoming the challenge of the darkness of the pits?
It's a pity not to have here Mr. Larry Fong, the director of photography, because he can...
Is that who shot it for you? He's a genius.
He's a genius. He's a genius. And he's also a magician, but he's a magician in all the levels because I think he does magic with his light, but also he's a magician because he loves, these kind of magic tricks. Sure. But I would love for you to talk to him because he can tell you all the conversation that we have about the lighting in this movie and how difficult and challenging is the cave system in this movie.
Yeah.
Because you have to be faithful with the fact that in these caves there is no light. So you have to figure out a way to bring light into this, So
Sure.
that's why from the storytelling point we started. Like, for example, in the bird cave, when you see the birds, they are bringing the light into the place.
Right.
And then we play again with darkness when they all die. Then in the next caves, she's using the pomander with the light that she burned. Also, the dragon, which spews the fire, turns everything bright again. So we were kind of using elements inside of the story to really lit the place, which was a big challenge because there is some moments, very long moments, that we don't have any light.
Right.
But that's part of the story, in my opinion. That was kind of the challenge and the risk that we assume, trying to preserve the fact that you have to experience this journey as real as it possible,
Juan Carlos, I think, made this movie to show, yes, it's immoral what this queen does. It's evil, it's venal. But even though she is those things, and even though the dragon is that as well, they both are doing it for a very good cause. And I just love how he just made them, interwoven and in story, so it's not such a conventional fairy tale.
I really appreciate that every time you put out something new, it's a new genre that you're exploring. Is there one in particular that you'd like to tackle that you're not being offered?
I do like more drama. This is something I'm probably it's my comfort zone. That's probably the problem, Sean. But like, I love comedy. What haven't I been offered? You know what I would love to do? Well, oh no, I haven't been offered. Oh no, that's a lie. But we won't go there. I was offered a musical, but I didn't think it was the right one for me. You know what I would love to do? An animation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Pixar? Hello?
Oh, well, I know. And like my favorite movie of all time is Up. So Up is like my all-time favorite. I watch it all the time because it's like makes me so, well, the first 5 minutes, no, but it makes me so happy. And Russell is me. And so I feel like probably an animation would be something I really enjoy because I grew up like loving those. I love Toy Story. Like I loved those movies, and I think that like they're so impactful to young people.
Yeah.
And if you like really spread a really good message, I think it's really moving and really impactful.
Mine's WALL-E. I can't get over that.
Oh, WALL-E. Well, my next movie, Electric State, is like a live action WALL-E.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, can you just elaborate? Can you explain how?
I mean, that like, okay, I don't want anyone to kill me for saying this, but like I truly, when I was filming it, was just like, this feels like a live action WALL-E. Like the heart and the soul and the brilliance, and like I just loved the messaging, and I loved the plot, and you just care about these robots.
You better run for your life.